Hey everybody, in this video we are going to review finding areas of polygons. So here we have a rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is found by length times width. So the area is 16 times 6. And 16 times 6 is 96, so the area of this polygon is 96, and there's no units given, so I'll just call it units squared. Here is a parallelogram, and for a parallelogram, the area is base times height, so that is 14 times 9. (126 units squared). And the last on this row we have a kite. A kite's area is 1/2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So the two diagonals are 17 and 21. So 1/2 times 17 times 21 is 178.5 units squared. Next we have a parallelogram again. The area is the base 12, and this time the height is outside of the parallelogram. As long as it's perpendicular to the bases, we can count it as the height. So we have 12 times 8, 96. So we have 96 units squared. Next is a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So that's 1/2 times 19 times 15. So 1/2 times 19 times 15 is 142.5 units squared. And next we have a trapezoid. A trapezoid's area is 1/2 times the height, and the height here is 10, times the sum of the bases, 6 plus 12. So what's really happening is that 1/2 times sum of the bases is the average of the bases. So it's the average of the bases times the height. So we have 0.5 times 10 times 6 plus 12. So the area is 90 units squared. Next, we are given the area of this parallelogram, and we want to find the height. So the area is base times height. So for area, we'll put 153. For base, 17. For a height, we don't know it. That is x. Okay, so then we divide by 17. 153 divided by 17 is 9. So the height is 9 feet. Here x is the base of a triangle. So for the area of a triangle, we have 1/2 times base times height. So 399 equals 1/2 times the base, x, times the height, 21. Okay, so there's a couple different ways I could go about this. I could get rid of the 1/2, or I could do 1/2 times 21. I will get rid of the 1/2, so times 2 on both sides. So we have 399 times 2 is 798. So 798 equals 21x. And we can divide both sides by 21. So 798 divided by 21 is 38. Next, we have a trapezoid. On this trapezoid, this base is 11 plus 22 plus 8. So 22 plus 8 is 30, plus 11 is 41. So this base is 41 inches. Now within this trapezoid, we have a parallelogram. And in a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. So this part right here being 21 tells me that this up here, 22, tells me this up here is also 22. So for the area of the trapezoid, we have 1/2 times the height, which is 12, times the sum of the bases, which is 22 plus 41. So 0.5 times the height, 12, times the sum of the bases, 22 plus 41, is 378. 378, and that is in inches squared. Next, we have a rectangle and a triangle together. So we can find the two separate areas and add them together. So we have a rectangle whose area is 26 times 14. 26 times 14 is 364. Okay, I'm just going to circle that, and that is part of my final answer, and that is in centimeters squared. I'll deal with the units later, though. Next up is the triangle. Now, on the triangle, we have a 10 right here, and the base and height have to be perpendicular to each other. So I'll count this as well. So there's my base and height. Now, I don't know this number here, but I do know this right here is 26. So what I can do is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Make sure that hypotenuse goes by itself. So we have 10 squared plus b squared equals 26 squared. So we will subtract 10 squared. Okay, so 26 squared minus 10 squared is 576. And then I can do the square root and get b equals, so the square root of 576 is 24. So I get 24 right here. So for the area of the triangle, we have half times base times height, and the base and height are 10 and 24. So 0.5 times 10 times 24 is 120. So those are the two areas. We've got 364 here and 120 here. I can add those together. 364 plus 120 is 484, and that is in centimeters squared. Here I have corresponding side lengths in similar figures. So these two triangles are similar. I have corresponding side lengths of 22 and 18. First, find the ratio of their perimeters. So the perimeter ratio is one side over the other, 22 over 18. And 2 goes into both of those, 11 times and 9. Okay, so for A, my answer is 11 over 9. Next is find the ratio of the areas. So the area ratio, I just take this 11/9 and raise to the second power. So that's 11 squared over 9 squared, which is 121 over 81. So for B, the ratio of areas is 121 over 81. If the area of the larger figure is 242 centimeters squared, so this one right here has an area of 242 centimeters squared, what is the area of the smaller figure? Okay, so we will use the area ratio, 121 is to 81, as the larger area, 242, is to the smaller area. Okay, so we'll do our cross products. We have 121A equals 81 times 242 is 19,602. And we will divide by 121. And that is 162. Okay, so we have 162 centimeters squared. So the answer for part C is 162 centimeters squared.